Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Onte, man, and I'm glad to be back on the mic. I'm glad to be talking back to you guys, man. It feels absolutely amazing. Last week, I did not do an episode last week due to the fact that my Yeti mic was acting funny, but I would like to welcome everybody that's new, everybody that isn't new, all my fans, all my supporters, man. Welcome to Alpha Talk episode 32. Yes, 32, man. I'm feeling good. I have a very, very good topic to talk about on this episode that I feel like will help out a lot of people because honestly, I will say like this week that we're on right now is something that I've been dealing with really, really like hard and like I had to like have a very like self talk to myself in the bathroom. Like it was like super serious, and I feel like this is something that everybody should know about, and something that if you're going through this, then you should definitely take some pointers and take some notes from me and implement it in your life as well. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, please make sure you like, share, and comment. My YouTube channel is growing. My podcast in general is just growing, so I really want to thank everybody once again. But for today's episode, I would love to talk about the very first topic. And honestly, I only have one topic for this episode because this is very important. I feel like it should be talked about everywhere. And I don't know if people actually sit here and do this for themselves as well. But like I said, this has been happening to me like literally like last night. Like this happened to me. And I just was like, man, look, I need to talk about this on this episode. So for the first topic that I have for episode 32, man, is self-evaluation. And everybody knows what evaluation means, you're looking over a test or something like that. Like you're evaluating somebody at the hospital, they're giving them a diagnosis and stuff like that. And let me ask you this. Let me ask everybody that's watching right now on any platforms or listening to me or anything like that. Like, when was the last time you took the chance to actually like sit down, look in the mirror, or not even look in the mirror, but did you give your chance a self to do like a self evaluation, like a diagnose on yourself? 9 times out of 10, a lot of people have not even done this at all. They realize the fact that they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing, but instead of them like actually like realizing it and like making a change piece by piece by piece, they just continue doing the toxic stuff they're doing or something that they know for a fact that they shouldn't be doing, and they're still doing it. And now the reason why I want to talk about this is because with me, like I work in the bar industry, and sometimes it can be very hard for you to like I said, I've been in Austin for 3 months now. But working in the bar industry on famous 6th Street in Austin, it can be very, very, like, hard. You're so used to seeing, like, people getting drunk. There's a lot of women out there. There's a lot of people who do things that they shouldn't be doing. And then, once you get off work, there's a party for you to go to. So you get sucked into this life. And I just feel like, it's time for me to do a self-evaluation. And honestly, I have been having a self-evaluations for the past like 2 months now. Like there's a lot of people out there that they realize that they're doing bad stuff, but they're not trying to fix it. Like they know for a fact that like I'm doing this, the people I'm hanging out with, or the daily habits that I'm doing every day, like it's just not like cutting it. Like they know for a fact like it's not getting them closer to their goals or their ambitions. Like, and a lot of people just don't want to look in the mirror to themselves. Like I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of people probably just wake up every day, brush their teeth, and then go about their day. But like honestly, I take the time out of my day sometimes just stare myself in the mirror. Like I just stare myself in the mirror. Like these past like 2 months, like I said, I've been just staring at myself in the mirror and like sitting there like literally like talking how I'm talking to you guys right now, like talking to myself, like helping myself understand like dude, what are you doing? Like you came to Austin for a reason. You need to stick with your goals, do better, and this and that. Like for the past like 2 months, I've been doing that. Like if not every week, or maybe not every other week. Why? Is because like my brain has gotten to a point in my life where I know for a fact that I love my podcast. I love owning and managing gaming team. And now I want to actually start getting more and more into YouTube. And the more and more like I think about this every day, like I get happy about it. Like I grow a passion for it. Like this is something that I want to do in my life. Like, I want to be a business owner. I want to own something. I want to do this and that. So that's why I have these moments where I stop and tell myself, like, Deontay, like, what are you doing? You need to straighten up. You need to get on a straight line. And a lot of people would tell you, like, oh man, like, oh, we're still young, stop being strict on yourself and stuff like that. But no, it's not even like that. It's just like, if you love something and you're very passionate about it and you want to build a better craft in whatever you're doing, and you cannot, like, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't let distractions get you away from what you want to do. Like, and that's good as long as you're sitting here realizing what you're doing piece by piece by piece. Like, if it's every week that you're sitting here, like every weekend, you're like, damn, I spent too much money this week, or I'm drinking too much, or like I'm hanging out with the wrong crowd, or I'm doing this and stuff like that's good. That means that you're improving, you're growing as a person. Like, how many people do you know, your friends or family, or just regular people you work with? How many people do you know for a fact, like, they have potential, but like they just not putting in the work, or they tell you something that you're doing, tell you something that they probably started, or like a project or something like that, but like at the end of the day, like, they're just not doing it. Why? Is because distractions is it's a dream killer. I'm gonna say that distractions, everything is a dream killer. Like, it's your job every single day to do what you gotta do to better yourself at whatever it is. Like, I just want to give a big shout out to Andy Frisella for about the episode that he just dropped. I think yesterday or today, maybe 2 days ago. I can't really remember. But in the episode, he was just talking about, like, how to improve your weekends. Like, and how many of us go out on the weekends and be trashed or drunk or just trashed? Like, a lot of us do. Like, we're at a point in time and age where we want to go have fun. We want to go buy sections. We want to go to a strip club. We want to go buy bottles. Whatever. It's a lot of us, doing stuff like that. And so, if you just think about your day-to-day schedule, like, what do you do every day? Like, do you wake up and do stuff, or do you just BS about it? Coming home drunk. Like, if let's say Friday night you go out, right? Obviously, you get drunk. What's going to happen on Saturday? Saturday, you're trying to recover yourself from a hangover. Are you off that day, or do you got to go to work? 9 times out of 10, you're going to wake up too late. You're going to wake up too late. You can't do what you got to do. You can't, like, like for me, for instance, if you're owning a business or you're trying to get started with a business, stuff like this is what's going to hold you back. And a lot of people like to tell me, hey, Deontay, you can't always be in competition with people. But honestly, when I want to be in competition with people, it makes me go harder and gives me the fuel to go harder and harder. And the more and more you think about it, like, there is some people that you grew up with, there is friends and stuff like that that's probably doing the same thing that you want to do with your life. But the thing is like, the more and more you BS with your craft, the more and more that person's just gonna pass you up and move on. Like, the thing is, like, and it sucks to say this, and like a lot of people like are learning this stuff at the very end of like life and stuff like that, because how many of us know friends that passed away at a very young age? A lot of us. So it's like, I just don't have time to BS. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, like, it's okay to have like have fun, have your day-to-day life, enjoy life, go drink and stuff like that. But like, if there's something that you're very passionate about, and like it literally tears you apart when you think about it, or it tears you apart when you're like doing stuff that you know for a fact that you shouldn't be doing, bro, it really hurts you inside. Like, it really hurts. Like, I was really hurt this week at the fact that I've been slacking, and I will admit to you guys, I'm very open with you guys on the podcast. I'm very open with everybody. So, like I said, this past week, man, I've been slacking. Like, it's been very, very tough for me. So I had to sit my black self in the mirror and like tell myself, like, look, dog, like, you got stuff that you need to handle. You don't have time or like patience to be BSing like you've been BSing. Like, it's okay to take like maybe 2 or 1 days off, but like a whole week, dog, like, a lot of us, we got responsibilities to handle. We got stuff to do. Like, we got stuff and goals to get to. Like, so my thing is, man, I feel like everybody should create a schedule. Like I talked about in a couple of podcasts ago, like, give yourself a week of a break. Like, if you're drinking too much, or if you're hanging out with too many toxic people, like, honestly, this can be a challenge if you want it to be. Like, this next week, I'm giving myself a whole entire week. I'm giving myself a whole week. I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna go home, save my money, and do what I gotta do. But I know what I gotta do. It's just the fact of actually doing it. Like all of us, we know for a fact that we shouldn't be doing certain things. But at the end of the day, it's like, do we do it? Are we following the guidelines to be successful? Are we following the guidelines to have a successful business? Are we following the guidelines to better yourself as a human being? Because nowadays, what's the trending topic nowadays? Everybody wants to be a workout fit partner. Fit person. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to be an influencer. Everybody wants to do all this stuff. But it's like, are you putting in that work? Did you give yourself a self-evaluation, a self-diagnosis to find out, is this what you really love? Are you just doing it because it's a trending topic, or are you doing it because you love what you do and it makes you happy and stuff like that? And a lot of people are just doing stuff by the motions. They're not doing it because they truly love it. They're not doing it because it inspires them. The more times out of 10, they're doing it because of the money. They're doing it because of the fame, the clout, or whatever it is like that. Like, if you can find a team or find people that are passionate about what you do and want to do great, add them to your team. Like, it's best for you to have people that can motivate you and understand, like, oh wow, like your friends or your family, they're giving you a self-evaluation with their own eyes and realizing, like, hold on now, take like 2 step backs. You're messing up. You need to stay on course. You're going the wrong way. You need to stay on course. So I just feel like, if you are dealing with a whole process of you like trickling down the ladder of doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing, you've been slacking or stuff like that, like, give yourself a week break from everything. If you want to go home, straight home from work, get your little, your bud or your weed or whatever it is, but make sure you just do it the right way. Give yourself a week and see what happens from that point. And honestly, it's going to be tough because, like I said, there's a lot of people like myself and other people out there who do good for a week, and then let's just say, you feel happy, you feel good with yourself, you got yourself a schedule, you're doing great, and then let's say you fuck off that next week, and what happens, you start learning, like, oh snap, like, I'm realizing that I'm doing stuff bad, but like, am I going to improve, or am I just going to keep doing bad stuff? Over and over in time, people start realizing, like, I am doing bad stuff, but like, am I improving from it? 9 times out of 10, nobody's improving from it because they want to live that fame life. They want to put in the clout. They want to do all this stuff like that. But it's like, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, or if you want to be a business owner, or if you want to do anything that requires you to not clock in at somebody else's time, dog, you got to put in the fucking work. Like, it's going to, like I always say, dog, it sucks. Like, you're going to have weeks or you're going to have days where you want to go drink or you want to go, like, hang out with your friends. But at the end of the day, like, your friends or your family or whoever you're hanging out with needs to understand, like, I'm more important and I need to handle my shit and stop BSing because, like I said, time does not wait on anybody. Mother Nature or time, she doesn't care about you. She don't care about your grandma, your time at work, nobody. So it's best for you to fit in all your stuff in your day-to-day schedule as you can. If you need to wake up early, do it. If you need to take down notes, you see that whiteboard back there? You see how it's empty because I've been slacking. So it's like, if you have a whiteboard, you need to write down certain things and do what you got to do to evaluate yourself in a better way. Like, as of right now, if you go to the bathroom and look yourself in the mirror and give yourself a grade or a rating, what would your grade or rating be? What would your grade be at the end of the class? At the end of, once you walk out that bathroom, what grade are you going to leave yourself with? Like I always tell men, and I learned this myself by reading a book. I don't specifically know the book, but for men out there, like, they want, like, these high class women and stuff like that. Like, they want a woman who's a baddie, all that stuff, right? But it's like, give yourself a self-evaluation. What rating are you when you look at yourself in the mirror? Like, how do you dress? Like, if you're a 5, a 4, or a 6, or a 7, you know what I mean? Like, 7's pretty good, but like, if you're like a 4, 5, or 6, you shouldn't be worried about no female. You should be upgrading yourself so you can be a 7, 8, or a 9, or a 10. You know what I mean? Like, so it's the same thing in your day-to-day life. Like, you have to give yourself that rating. If your rating is below 5 or 6, bro, then that means that you need to better yourself. Whatever it is in your business, your craft, or whatever, you should always be able to love your craft and love what you do. That's the whole point of life. You're supposed to have fun with it. You know what I mean? Not like do it for the money or the fame or the clout or whatever it is like people do nowadays. There's too many fake people out here and not no real people out there. And if you have close friends, ask them. You know, ask your mom, ask your dad, ask your sister, brother, whatever. Ask them. Ask your employees. Who it doesn't even matter. Ask your coworkers. You know, ask them like, you know, like, if you just see me in the street, what would you think I do for a living? You know, how would you feel? How I dressed and stuff like that. You know, ask them that question, because that truly can probably help you better yourself by understanding like who you truly are, instead of having this mindset in your head thinking like, oh, I'm a level 10. Nobody can tell me what to do. I'm going to be a successful business owner. It doesn't matter if I'm slacking or not. It doesn't matter this and that. Because at the end of the day, though, like I said, people are going to pass you up. Which, I mean, that doesn't matter. But that should, like, make you feel some way that people are going to be able to pass you up. Friends or whatever. Like, just staying consistent and being on point with your stuff is truly important. Because a lot of people just can't. They can't do that. Like, they just can't do better for themselves. Like, it's so many people that just like, if you're getting to that point in life where you're just like asking yourself, is this okay? Or asking yourself multiple times like, should I go home or should I stay here? Like, that right there is telling you like, bro, like, no, you shouldn't be here. You know, you should go home, or you should save your money or stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, how many of us living check by check? How many people you know are living check by check? How many people you know started something but they don't finish? You know what I mean? How many people you know they started something for a very long time, then they stop because either they just stop, they lose their momentum, or they lose their motivation, or they lose all that stuff. You know, that stuff like that happens. So it's best for you, my bad, I'm over here knocking stuff down, but it's best for you to go in the mirror, man, and it doesn't matter. Close the door. If you want to talk out loud, talk in your head, it doesn't matter. Like, who gives a at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you need to give yourself a self-evaluation to figure out where you are in life and how to better yourself. Like, we all have hiccups. We're not perfect. We're all human beings. But it's best for us to start somewhere to get better. Like, it can be the simplest things ever. Like I said, go in the bathroom, look yourself in the mirror, and figure out like who you are as a person and what needs to be done. Because I will say I've met a lot of people, man, who it seems like they have a lot of like go-getter attitude, but at the end of the day, they're just so used to living that toxic lifestyle. They're so used to living the life that other people are living. Like I said in the last podcast, a lot of people are living a life that other people want them to live. But it's like, you need to live the life that you want to live. Give yourself that time and effort. If you need to be alone for a bit, you need to be a lonely person. And you know what bothers me the most is how people always say, "Oh, I have to be around people so much. Like, I have to so bad. Like, if I don't be around people, then I'm just gonna be unhappy." No. That's not what it is. What it is you haven't took that time to be alone yet. Like I said, the self-evaluation, you haven't gave yourself time to be alone for a week. Like, can you be alone for a week? You know what I mean? People can't even be alone for 24 hours. So let alone, you think people can be left alone for a week or try to figure out how to better themselves in the week? Nah, because not everybody out here gives a fuck about themselves. Everybody wants to live this fast-ass life, this past-ass life, money life, drug life, fame life, sex life. Everybody wants to live this fucking life. And it's like, where the fuck are you going to be at in the next like 10 to 5 years? You know, where most of the people I know, or most of my friends right now, are at the age of 25 and up. Maybe like 24 and up. But it's just like, there's a point in time where you got to start taking your shit serious. Like, so serious at the point to where nobody or no one can get in your way and move you off course. Like I said, this past week, man, I've been letting people move me out of my course. I've been letting my environment move me out of my course. But like I said, I can't blame nobody but myself, because at the end of the day, I know what I need to do. But it's up to me to get it done. And I expect everybody that's listening to this podcast, watching on YouTube or Facebook, that's listening right now, to do that as well. Like, even if you feel like you're doing good for yourself and you're doing great for yourself, it doesn't even matter. Like, don't be that person. You know, give yourself time to go in the bathroom, go for a walk or whatever it is, and start thinking about stuff that you know that you need to improve on, that's not good for you and stuff like that. Because not even the fact that of me hanging out with the wrong people or the wrong crowd or doing stuff like that, but like, how do you live your life? You know what I mean? It's important. And the more and more I talk to you guys, and the more and more I talk about certain topics, I start to realize, man, like, man, this life shit is not a game, and like, it's not something that should be played with. Because at the end of the day, all of us, we can lose our life in a heartbeat. So it's best for us to always live our life the best that we can. And you heard it first from your boy Onte, because like I said, man, these past 2 months has been very crazy for me, and it's a very big blessing for me to even be in Austin right now, because how long it took me to get here and how I manifest the fact that I got here. So if you're in a situation in your life right now where you are like that close to like leveling up, or like that close to like doing something new that you never started before, do it. Because there's a lot of people out here that are starting new things. You know, there's a lot of people out here that are starting new companies, new businesses and stuff like that. Honestly, I feel like within the next like 6 years from now, there's going to be a lot of people that are like entrepreneurs, or a lot of people that have their own business and stuff like that, because at this point, it's getting to that point in time where things are starting to get very serious for the younger generation. So I feel like it's time to buckle down and handle your shit, you know. And like I said, for the people out there that are realizing that at the fact that they are doing bad stuff, or they're doing toxic stuff, I want to give you a round of applause for actually sitting there and understanding that you're not doing good, but you can do better. You know what I mean? You're not doing good, but you can do absolutely better. That's good. That means that you're working your way onto being a better person, piece by piece. It doesn't matter if it's every week or every day. Like little piece by piece, you're understanding like, okay, I don't need to do this, but okay, like, I learned my lesson this week. Next week we're gonna try again, because anything that happens yesterday or an hour from now is in the past. I can't go back and fix it. I can only better myself the next day or the next couple hours. So yeah, I just feel like, man, a lot of people need to do some self-evaluation, dog, and understand like you're more important than that lifestyle. You're more important than your friends that are doing bad stuff. And like it kind of sucks, because a lot of your friends that you want to hang out with, and a lot of friends that you grew up with, man, not even your friends, the coworkers that you just met, people you just met, man, and like you tell them stuff like, you know, like, I'm busy today, I gotta work on myself, or I'm busy today, I got a lot of stuff to handle. And if that person's sitting there getting angry with you, or getting upset at the fact that you're trying to work on yourself and your craft, leave them alone. They're not for you. Like I said, you're more important than anybody else. Your craft is what's gonna make you be successful. Your craft might even get you out the hood. Your craft might even get you to stop being broke, or whatever it is. Understanding like step by step is going to get me to where I got to get to, and it's going to take a while for people to understand that. Like, I'm still learning myself. Like I said, last week was a pretty crazy week for me. So like I said, I'm going to finish off the week strong, and know for a fact like that I have to do better, and understand that like next week, none of this stuff is going to happen. Like, now, today is Saturday. I got one more day to improve myself for this week. Like I said, this week's been slow. So I got one more day to improve myself for this whole entire week. Which means I need to buckle down, because I don't want to, like, keep doing the toxic stuff, or doing the stuff I know for a fact that hurt my feelings or makes me feel upset today and tomorrow. And then you go into the week thinking like this is okay. So now it's best for you to realize, like, before the new week start, just start now. Like, it's not too late. Start now, and then going into the new week, you know, you start to feel better. Like, oh snap, like, I feel good. We just gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. So, man, that's pretty much all I have for today on this episode, man. I just want to give a big shout out to my boy Jared King. I'm not sure if he watches my stuff or not, but shout out to Jared King, because I got this shirt for him, and it's I create everything because you create everything in your world. No one else does but yourself. So big shout out to them, man. I want to give a big shout out to everybody else that's tuning in right now. Thank you for everybody that tuned into episode 32. It's a short and nice one, straight to the point episode. And that's pretty much it for today's episode. I will be back on my my every week schedule. Last week, like I said, my mic was tripping and I couldn't do an episode. So we back to the every week schedule and every Sunday upload. I appreciate everybody. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you like and share on Facebook. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. It's your boy Onte, man, and I catch you guys next one. in the next one next week for episode 33. Peace.